It's been kind of wild how this cycle has been progressing so far. There have been definitely a few twists and turns, but really what it's all been about is sentiment. There are so many people that right now are driven by sentiment that it's made it very difficult for altcoins to make up some ground. And this has brought us even into some quote unquote bear market levels. And I want to talk about that with you guys because what we're seeing right now, it's all short-term noise. And eventually, this will be a nothing burger and the market will take steps forward. Now I want to show you guys exactly what I mean. So if you are new or haven't already, show your support for the channel down below. It's been growing like crazy and it's all because of you guys. So first thing I want to show you is this chart. This is BTC dominance and it's just been on this meteoric rise throughout this market cycle. And it just seems like altcoins have not been able to muster up enough momentum to tackle this, right? Historically, by this point, we would have seen BTC dominance breaking down already. Introduction of institutional money and all the noise that we're dealing with in the space has made it very difficult for it to do that. I will say just over the past few days, it's looking a little toppy. So I'd love to see us, drop down and test that 50-day moving average once again. But, it's all been about negative noise and control. And that's unfortunately, we just kind of get stuck in the middle on this. All right. I want to remind everybody, the big thing lately here is war. That's the flavor of the week, we'll call it. That is what is causing all this retail uncertainty right now. But guys, this isn't even a new thing. We have dealt with this exact same stuff for years now. In fact, here's some of the comments talking about World War III from 2 years ago that didn't materialize into anything. I see a lot of people talking about that now, but you guys can see it. Even last year, same thing, right? All these attempts to not necessarily wash out the market. I think it's something bigger than that, but these are the things where just retail confidence has gone to crap and big players in the space just buy and buy and buy. It's not a new thing, right? This is why right now, when we look at altcoins, we're in quote unquote bear market levels. All right. This is the 1 year cumulative buy sell quote volume difference for altcoins. And you guys can see that this is some of the levels that we saw back in 2022, where retail confidence was garbage. The market was dropping already. And so then it's a question of, are we headed into a bear market cycle or not? And the answer is no, we're not. Why I'm saying this, 0 out of 30 on the bull market peak indicators. But technically, from a technical standpoint, guys, we are in the setup for the biggest boom we've ever seen. Do we need some momentum? Do we need some news to carry that? Maybe. Right? But the biggest thing we need is a sentiment shift. First of all, we're still building out that altcoin triple bottom like we were talking about a couple days ago. ETH BTC on the verge of its historic breakout. June 30th, guys, big day to pay attention to. We're still seeing massive accumulation by enterprises. We're seeing big accumulation by institutional players. I mean, this is not new stuff. And now what we're also seeing is interest rate decreases around the world. So we're seeing monetary policy changes. Guys, the US has not had a rate cut here in 2025. And there are going to be rate cuts coming. It's a question of, does it come here in July? Does it come in September? And the question is then, do we make up some ground during that time? I think right now, a lot of what this is a grab in the market. There's enough manipulation and that's just what happens when there's lower volume. There's enough manipulation to have caused retail to question their conviction and not think long-term. They're thinking very short-term right now, and people are making really bad decisions. And you can do whatever you want. This isn't financial advice. But me personally, you keep giving me discounts, you keep giving me opportunity right now when only 5 to 6% of the world is in crypto. I'm going to take it. I'm going to accumulate as much as I can because I know eventually, guys, we'll be at 10%, 15, 20, 50% of the world. The embrace is real. Crypto's not going away. It's not dying. We're way past that point now. That's the reason why there is this big embrace from government. It's why there's this big embrace from institutions and enterprises. It's basically too big to fail now. That's what you need to know. So while this all might seem like crap, and right now, frankly, everything is crap just because the sentiment is so terrible in the space and people have such bad PTSD, but it will improve. It will improve over time. I still think we're going to have a good summer. I think a lot of stuff overseas is going to quiet down. I don't think we're headed into World War III, but what I will say is that we just need to just have some conviction. All right. Do whatever you want. Me personally, I'm unshaken. I see all the data. I see how high the capital inflows to exchanges are. I see how much these large entities are accumulating, and you have to connect the dots. You have to connect the dots for yourself. So I appreciate you guys. I hope you enjoyed the video. Let me know your thoughts. Do you think we're tipping into a bear market, or are we preparing for the biggest boom in crypto history? So have a great day. Share your love below. Catch you guys in the next one. Take care.